Hi, good afternoon. This is Fungai Maborek of SaharaTV. In the studio today, we have Mr. Maazu Muftau, who's the Public Relations Officer of Nasara Club of the United States of America. He's also a parliamentary aspirant for the Pru West constituency in Ghana. Mr. Maazu Muftau, welcome to SaharaTV.
My pleasure. Pleasure meeting you.
Okay, so you're the PRO for Nasara Club. Can you just explain to us what Nasara Club stands for?
Well, the Nasara Club is one of the legally constituted body of the MPP. That is a legal wing of the party that has to do with making sure that the Northerners who are a little bit not within the ideology of the new Patriotic Party, in other words, the Buzia Dankwa tradition, come into the fold of the party, because there's a very big misconception about this party, the new Patriotic Party, in other words, the Buzia Dankwa tradition.
Right.
It has some historical antecedent. You know, we came into power in the 1969 general election, but we only, been in power for only 2 years. So within that period, Ghana was really experiencing a hard economic situation. So there was the need for the president, as at that time, to enact a law that will empower the indigenes of the country to dominate the market system. So prior to our coming into power, the market system was dominated by foreigners. So they enacted a law, telling all foreigners to go back to their country. It was not only peculiar to Ghana, even in Nigeria, it had it. So economic xenophobia was introduced. It went through a parliamentary approval.
Right.
And then the people who seemingly were Northerners felt that the party has really come out with a law that really impeded their market economy. Because of that, they didn't like MPP. So in 2000, even though we won the election, but there was the need for us to bring the Northerners into the fold of the party. Hence the introduction of what we call the Nasara Club, which is a Zangu word, in other words, a Hausa word.
Okay, great. I see somebody is trying to get you there,
Yeah.
but we'll still trudge on. You live in the United States.
I do.
And how do you then plan to coordinate your efforts in campaigning for this parliamentary seat
Indeed.
whilst you're here?
For politics, we don't start politics at just one particular point in time. I was back in Ghana before I came down to the United States.
Right.
I started developing my political acumenship way back in the university level. So my constituency, in other words, those that live within my catchment area, are aware of the political pedigree that I have accumulated for myself. For that matter, it is not a problem. I just returned from Ghana. I tour all the nooks and crannies of the constituency. It isn't just I needed to sell out myself. Already I'm down to earth. The people of the constituency are aware of my contribution when it comes to...
So you can actually tell them why they should vote for you.
Clearly.
Whilst you're here in the United States.
Exactly.
Why would they vote for you?
Definitely, as I speak now, we have a sitting member of parliament who belongs to the National Democratic Congress, who is a little bit my family friend. But I'm poised to oust him because there is what the people of Pro need. The MP is not giving it to them.
So what are you offering?
I'm going to offer, if only I'm elected, inshallah, I will offer so many things for the people of Prime. One particular thing that ought to be looked. In Prime, for instance, which is the constituency headquarters, we have two prominent Islamic occasions that normally take place in that constituency every single year. All right, and we have a very small hospital, a very limited hospital without an accurate medical attendant. So if I'm elected as a parliamentary, candidate for the party, or if I win the parliamentary seat, my first priority has to be one, expansion of the hospital.
Right.
That would take care of every single individual that comes in and within Prime and its catchment area. Another thing is that we are blessed with water, but unfortunately, I call it water, river, as you know, Africa.
Right,
Good.
Right.
But very unfortunately, we don't have a pipe-borne water. Because of that, the people within the constituency are infected with what we call river blindness, sarciitis.
Right.
So if I get the chance to lead as a parliamentary material for the party in that constituency, the second assignment will be that I will do everything possible to make sure that the people of that constituency do not have that river blindness again. That is another priority. Beside even this river blindness, water is life. People ought to travel so many kilometers before they have access to water, and that is not what is needed. At least there should be a constant type flow water that will get to the people.
So this is just one of the many
exactly
things that you'd like to fix. Now there's a disparity between the north and the south.
Yeah.
And your constituency is based in the south, right?
It is within the middle belt of the country. It's within the middle belt, Brown region.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any specific recipe of how you'd like to deal with these problems? To fix the problems that some of them of water and the hospital?
It's just a matter of knowing how to argue very well in parliament, in the legislature. If you have a dormant MP, definitely he cannot press for the demands of the people. But if you have a very vibrant and eloquent legislature who can maneuver his way out to, get things done very quickly. And then besides that, being in the United States, we are open up to so many opportunities here.
Right.
The wise men are looking for places that people are suffering, like my own constituency. So getting investors to come and invest in the pipe-borne water, to come and invest in the hospital, to come and invest in agriculture, which is predominantly the work of our people, is not going to give me any headache.
Okay, so we'll swing back to the Congress on Saturday.
All right.
Obviously, the party goes through Congress.
Yeah, we'll be going to.
Who do you think should win, and why do you think they should?
I'm speaking as an individual here. I'm speaking as Maazu Muftau. I'm not representing the party
right.
entirety. Mm-hmm. Personally, I would like Nana Addo Dankwa to win the Congress.
Why?
Because of so many reasons. Listen, consistency in politics is very important. Mm-hmm. In the history of Ghana, from 1992 up to date, we've not had a president who has gone in just one term and then he has a done deal, with the exception of ex-president Rawlings. Remember, he was a military leader who metamorphosized into a civilian leader. So when we went into election 1992, they didn't go to Congress.
Right.
1996, NDC never went to Congress. All right. So we went to Congress. The first time the NDC went to Congress was 2000 general election. You understand? So they picked Atta Mills, the late president, and that has even brought so many confusion within the party. 2004, they went to a town in Ghana called Kufredua. That really was the beginning of the confusion of the party. We have been very consistent. 1992, we went to Congress and we saw Albert Adubuahene as the flag bearer of the party. 96, we went to Sunyani, and Kufuor beat Adubuahene. 1998, we went again. We have about 6 prominent citizens of the party who were contested with ex-president Kufuor, including Addo Dankwa and Nana Akufo-Addo.
So is this going to be different from the free SMS mantra? Like after the primaries.
After the primaries, a political party has what we call manifesto. That is a working document that the party wants to follow. You understand?
Right.
The free secondary school education will be part. Definitely, we need so many ingredients to put on top so that it becomes a workable, a policy. What even authenticated our stand on the free HRS is the fact that the NDC, after they came out boldly to tell Ghanaians that the free secondary school education wasn't workable, it was untenable, they now accepted the policy. And they said it's going to be part of their manifesto comes 2016. That really go a long way to tell people that indeed the party operated with a manifesto. The party operated with a clear-cut policy. The NDC won election without one single major policy. You understand? Right. So that is the difference between the party. When you came out and told the entire people, population of 25 million, that what we were offering to Ghanaians wasn't practicable. After you won election, just 1 year to 2 years down the lane, they are now embracing the policy that my party introduced. So that tells you that this is a party that has no operational policy of agenda for the citizens of Ghana.
Okay, so we'll wait until you get there. But now we're going to ask you another question.
All right.
So there seems to be too much focus on these presidentials leaving the parliamentarians kind of unattended, even though a majority in parliament almost equates to winning the presidential. Who are some of the names that are likely to surface on the parliamentary level? And or are we going to see the same old guard?
Well, that depends on the variety of each constituency. We have what we call constituency back in Ghana, like what we have as a senators, states here. Right. Back in Ghana, we have a constituency. It depends on each of the constituency. If the parliamentary candidate for each constituency, they see him as a workable material, they will retain him. But if indeed he's not performing as expected of him, they will change him. So to sit down and tell you, so and so is going to be the parliamentary candidate for this constituency is going to be something which will be very difficult. I know myself, I'm raising my vote to contest for the parliamentary parliamentary contest shortly after 18th of this month in my constituency, which is Pro in the Broad Harbour region.
Okay, so now the NPP is rumored to be a party of big names, and all of them are waiting their turn. Yeah. So in your previous primaries, you had as many as 18 presidential hopes. Yeah. And some of them believe this makes the NDC a more attractive party for young politicians.
I don't think so.
Do you, or why does it seem like the NDC is a more attractive party for the young politicians?
I don't think your question is even true. It doesn't seem they are very attractive to the young citizen. I'm a young guy. Do you call me an agent?
No, not yet,
yes, I'm a youth, but I belong to the MPP. I'm in MPP. We have so many guys within my age range who are within the party, who are in the MPP. Youth of every country cut across all the political spectrum, including my party. I must admit that there's what political science called gerontocracy.
Yeah. Can you elaborate?
Gerontocracy simply means that a political party that believes in the elderly people. You understand?
Right.
Good. So sometimes ministerial appointment or sensitive appointment are not really given to the young guys within our party. But we've realized that, and we are solving it up. Gone were the days. You wouldn't see a young or youthful guy like my age coming to have an encounter with the media from my party side. They normally believe that, the aged, elderly people should come. But we realize that one is really affecting us tremendously, and we are changing it.
So you're changing the
No, we're changing the trend. You see, what happened in the last general election, that was 2008, when we had about 70 parliamentary material. It really goes a long way to entrench a true democratic culture for our party. The party believes in democracy, so we cannot prevent a credible individual from contesting a parliamentary or presidential election. That was why we opened it up for about 17, even though, some political pundits believe that the 17 presidential candidates that contested 2007 really affected us. But in the political theory, it goes a long way to entrench internal multi-party democracy within our party. That is why in 2016, the up-and-coming Congress, we pruned the number down to only, 5, even though more than 5 people applied for it. But we went to what we call Special Delegate Congress, which selected only 5 presidential hopeful. And so luckily indeed, 2 of them dropped. Now, only 3 of them are going. Adudankwa, Alan Kojo Tramante, and then Stephen Adainimo. So will you be electing them come 18th of this month? That would be on Saturday.
This is Saturday.
Yeah, just this Saturday coming.
Okay, so now you mentioned that you personally as yourself, Maazu,
Yeah.
support Nana Addo. So he's been hovering around 49%
49%.
in the polls.
Yeah.
Where do you think this 1% is going to come from?
Listen, for each of the major political parties, the NDC and the MPP, we have what we call in political science core base support members. The NDC, their core base support members ranges between 44 to 45. We are within the neighborhood of 45, 46. Now, what happened in previous election? Looking at 2008, we were beaten with a percentage that never happened in the history of democracy. 49% against 50-something%.
Right.
That was a close margin.
Very close.
Very, very close. And then the delegates of the party went again and elected Ado Dankwa to lead the party. And you saw what happened within the legal case.
Right.
Good. Ado Dankwa, Akufo-Addo, getting this margin tells you that, in fact, he's a force to reckon with when it comes to politics in Ghana. And why basically I'm rooting for him is one, consistency matters in politics. The late president, Atta Mills, went more than 2 times before he got the presidency. 1992, J.A. Kufuor, who came from our party, contested and lost. 96, he contested in the primaries and won against Albert Abdul-Bahine. 98, they went to Sunyani and he won. And he won in 2000. So that trend continued. 3 times Kufuor went. The 3rd time he won in 2000. Atta Mills went 2000, didn't win. 2004, he never won. He won only in 2008. So that tells you that if even it doesn't work in any other country, but it works basically in Ghana.
Okay.
You understand? So that is why some of us are rooting for Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo to lead the party. And even not apart from that, in the history of our country, all right, we've had so many ministers of state. All right, Ado Dankwa has distinguished himself within the ministerial position. This is a guy who never took 1 dime from a government. Whenever he goes, he travels outside, what we call in Ghana, per dime. He has never used the government fuel to fuel his own car. This is the person. In the history of our country, from 1957 to date, Ghana has had the chance of only 2 ministers who had the opportunity in saving the UN Security Council. The first was the foreign minister of Ghana, and the second is Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So when it comes to foreign experience, I mean, he's second to none.
Okay, so those are very highly honorable.
Yes.
Disposition for a politician.
Yeah.
Do you think you can match that at all? If you have to fuel your car, do you feel like you could be one of those politicians who would decide to do that?
For that, God will decide.
Okay.
And I'm praying that anybody who is into the game of politics will be envious of the credentials of Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Nana Addo, who you obviously endorsed here, is hovering around 49%.
Okay.
Where do you think this 1% is going to come from?
Well, the 1% will come from the people of Ghana. We don't expect the 1% to come from the people of Republic of Togo or Zimbabwe.
Right.
It will definitely come from the citizens of Ghana because of the dissolution that is going on within the economic system of our country. Today, as we speak, inflation is around 16.5, which is unimaginable in the history of our country. Interest rates, you can't even access money in the bank. All the promises that the NDC gave out to Ghanaians turn out to be shoddy and even unattainable. You understand? So definitely people will feel disillusion about the fact that the government that they trusted could not even satisfy their manifesto or political agenda for them. Quite apart from that, the 1% will definitely come from the citizens of Ghana. In that, today as we speak, we don't have free flow of electricity. In the history of our country, this is the first time we've had what we call graduate unemployment. We have what we call untrained teachers. In the local palace, we call them people teachers. As I speak, more than 300,000 people teachers were made to sit down. You understand? Right. So we're going to even get more than this 1%. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So definitely people will automatically vote for our party because of certain major reasons.
Why
that I have.
do you think that 1% is holding back? Because there must be a reason why, because 49% has been that figure for quite a while.
No, definitely we are going to improve it. We sat down, we went back to the drawing board and realized that there are certain things that we needed to add, coupled with the fact that the economic situation is not favoring the current government. Additionally, the constitutionally mandate for every political party in our country is 8 years. NDC have exhausted their 8 years.
Okay, so let's...
Definitely, there's what political science call political fatigue. It will definitely set in 2016.
The party's philosophy, and this is the philosophy of property owning democracy.
Yeah.
How does it benefit the poor people of northern Ghana?
Yeah, when you look at the demography of Ghana as a country, all right, the poverty catchment area of Ghana is within the 3 northern region.
Right.
The fourth one is the central region. You asking how does the property owning democracy or philosophy benefit of people? One, they operate with the free market economy. Everybody, it is the price system that determines what goes on within the market. And then when you look at it, we really borrow from the philosophy of the socialist by implementing what we call the national health insurance. And when you look at, as I said, the poverty line of Ghana, the northern people are really within the highest ring. So these are all ideas are meant for the people of the northern Ghana to access health service.
Okay.
Quite apart from that, we had problems with paying school fees. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president, introduced free education. All right. Now, how does property owning democracy benefit the people of the northern Ghana when it comes to education? That is why we had what we call the school feeding program. By that content, it means that children who are in primary school will go to school and they'll be fed free.
Yeah, because in your creed here you say that the government has a duty. This is to provide relevant education and training that will empower the individual to make available affordable quality health care.
Exactly.
To create and sustain an environment that offers opportunity to all.
Exactly.
And to guarantee that the rule of law and protection of rights that enable the individuals to flourish. Is this what has...
That is the cardinal principle of the philosophy that operates with the property owning democracy. Individual liberty. You can't progress when people stampede on the authority of your liberty. This is an inalienable right of every citizen, not only the people of the northern part of Ghana. So we believe in the principle of equality. We believe in the principle of justice. We believe in the principle of neutrality.
So in retrospect, the NDC, has it been able to succeed in trying to...
They've not been able to do all these things. We introduced free, national health insurance. They've not been able to do it. We introduced school feeding program. They've not been able to do it. We introduced what is called capitation grant. They've not been able to do it. We introduced what we call the national youth employment. They've not been able to do it. And after we even left power, now all these social intervention policies that I have mentioned to you are now in limbo.
So you're trying to get back and
restructure everything. That is why Ghanaians are rooting for the party.
Okay.
That is why Ghanaians are rooting for the party. We want to go back and then restructure this thing. Corruption is at its apogee. Today, as we speak, one officer of the government was caught in a corruptible act. That is around 86 million cedis. 86 million Ghana cedis. All right, how on earth will you do this to your country? A court of competent jurisdiction has ordered that an individual who was illegally paid with $40 million, Wyoming, to refund the money into government coffers. But there is a greater or lack of goodwill from the government to really press for this money. So these and many other reasons are what is prompting us to come to power, to restructure the economy of our country.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Maazu.
Pleasure meeting
Muftau.
you. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and we wish you very much luck in your aspirations as a parliamentarian.
My pleasure.
And also in the NPP's aspirations to
Thank
take
you
over
so much.
power.
Thank
this
you
is
so much.
obviously Mr. Maazu Muftau. He's the Public Relations Officer of Nasara Club in Northern America. This is Fungai Maboreke, Sahara TV.